it's clear that we have a society that has sort of collapsed the metaphysical into the physical. It actually has already apostatized in a profound way.
That you said, you speak the truth. You speak the truth. It's already happened. Yes.
Yeah. We don't actually, if we get right down to it, have much belief in the spiritual, in God, in the afterlife, that we live after we die, in redemption. The world is practically and pragmatically agnostic or atheist. And the context within which we are living, therefore, is one in which we're walking through the ruins of a philosophical architecture, which has now crumbled all around us. And the beautiful thought of Thomas Aquinas and the spiritual exercises of Ignatius of Loyola, all these things increasingly make sense and are attractive to a very special and rather limited group of people who have longing in their hearts for the infinite, for the eternal, for the holy. And therefore, somehow, either the church, when I'm thinking of trying to write about how all of this occurred, and was it the fault of the church? Were we too focused just on buildings and just on external things? And did we not argue the philosophical and theological debate? We did not argue sufficiently and eloquently enough. But what I think is clear as we approach 2023, where we are now living, and we look into the 2030, 2040, as the apostasy increases and our faith in the eternal, in the holy, diminishes and is eliminated. We no longer believe human beings have souls. We are just chemicals. I think there's a devaluation.
We're also coming to believe, you're talking about the spiritual.
Yeah.
I believe, and you believe, but the world does not believe that human beings have souls. Let's remember also that the world is beginning, that the world has already arrived to the conclusion that the human being has no dignity.
Yeah.
We're already at that point, because when we're talking about killing people and killing more people to make room for other people, and this, no, we're not talking about anything. Even the natural virtues, the supernatural virtues, yes, I agree, they're lost on an incredulous world, but also the natural virtues have been lost. The natural virtues have been lost.
Yeah. So looking at it from that perspective, we know that Jesus looked out and said, he wept actually. He saw the misery of the people. And I think as we look out, in spite of the affluence we have, there's a deeper misery. There's a loneliness, there's a meaninglessness, there's a kind of resort to chemicals, to painkillers, to sleeping pills, to all sorts of other drugs. Therefore, I think objectively, there is a disease of the spirit, which under the guise of giving us freedom and making us absolutely free to take and do whatever we want, we're being led down a dead end to misery. And somehow the message of Christ could lead us back toward blessedness. And the battle now is over precisely how to turn toward the world and say, we have a message that won't lead you to misery, rather than turn towards the people and say, we just embrace you in your misery. And therefore, I'm thinking there needs to be even a deeper reflection than anything up until now on how to go about our task.